EA dropped a 21-minute video today showcasing gameplay for College Football 25. If you haven't watched the full thing, definitely go check that out, but we're going to break down all the different little things about the gameplay in this video. So the first thing I noticed about the gameplay in College Football 25 is that it is super fast. And that's been a talking point from EA for a while now, is how much faster this game is than Madden. And they said the reason they did that is because college football is a lot faster than NFL football in real life. So I'm glad this game is going to be super fast paced, just like real life college football. However, I wonder if it's almost too fast. So I think this is a good example right here. Donovan Edwards throws it out to himself in the video game, and Bordeaux is trying to run over and tackle him. And I feel like Bordeaux is in a pretty good spot right here to make that tackle right about the first down line. But somehow Donovan Edwards just blows past him. And you can see Bordeaux's face in the top right. He's kind of like shaking his head like, I feel like I was right there. I should have made that tackle and I didn't. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Once we get used to the speed of the game, maybe we'll take better angles and be able to make that tackle. But in my opinion, I felt like he was right there and the defender just kind of didn't grab him because Donovan Edwards was so fast. So that will definitely be something to look for once this game comes out. Maybe they'll make tweaks to the speed. I saw other people saying the same thing, that it looked too fast. But again, once we get our hands on the game, maybe we're going to get used to it and it won't be a big deal. So right here, we can see the new passing meter, which they've already talked about in previous videos. And this was a pretty simple, not a dangerous throw. So as you can see, the bar there is blue. So it was an easy completion, but if you're throwing into a dangerous window, that bar is going to be red. And if you hold it too far down in the red zone, it might throw an inaccurate ball. You can see that right here where Donovan Edwards holds the passing meter all the way down into the red zone, and because of that, it throws the ball behind the receiver. So it's a harder catch, but still catchable. Now here you can see some awesome stick work from Donovan Edwards using himself in the game. And just from using the right stick, he can easily control his player around the block and into the end zone. So that was another big talking point, how much control and how fluid it is just using the right stick to control the ball carrier. So here we can see the player reticle underneath the quarterback. The right side is the stamina bar, and we've obviously seen stamina bars in basically every football game ever. The left side, however, is the wear and tear. As this goes down and changes color progressively to like orange and red, that means your player has taken more hits and is losing attributes. He's getting more hurt as the game goes on. So a quarterback, for example, his throw power and throw accuracy might go down as he gets hit more, and you'll be able to see that right here on the left side of the reticle. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, Donovan Edwards is an absolute dog in this game. As you can see here, he's 91 overall with 92 speed, but Singleton for Penn State's also a 91 overall, so he looks like he's going to be a solid back in the game as well. But like I said, Donovan Edwards is absolutely insane in this game. Take a look at this run right here. He juked a defender, broke a tackle, and then outran the secondary to the end zone. So now my only concern is that maybe he's OP in this game. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But dude, the ball carrying in this game looks amazing. It looks super fun and fluid and smooth. Right here, they showed off the 3 different pitches you can perform in this game. First, we have the quick pitch. This is performed simply by tapping LB or L1 and is useful if you're about to get tackled. You can quickly pitch it to the guy over. However, the only downside, it's not going to be as accurate as the next pitch, which is the strong pitch. This is performed by holding LB or L1, and it might take a little longer to get out of the quarterback's hand, but it'll be a stronger, more accurate pitch to the running back. Lastly, we have the fake pitch, which is performed by double tapping LB or L1, and it does exactly as it sounds like it would. You simply fake the pitch and keep the ball in your hands. We also got our first look at choosing uniforms when you're about to hop into a game. So it looks exactly like we would assume. You can change the helmet, jersey, pants, socks, and cleats. And here you can go to the edit uniform screen, change the skill level, and then go to team settings. And before you advance to play in a game, you see this screen right here, which answers a lot of questions for us that people had. So yes, you can change the event type. So right now it just says exhibition, but but you can probably change it to like national championship, SEC championship, semifinal game in the playoff, all of those different big games you can probably choose from. They mentioned it before, but you can choose the commentary team. So the broadcast team is Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock. And then below that, it says the big game team is Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. So you have your choice between the two. You can obviously change the stadium you're playing in, the time of day the game takes place. In a small but cool feature, we can also change the weather for the game. For some reason, that was a question I got a lot. We also got our first look at covered shells that you can see right here. So Bordeaux was in cover 3, but he showed cover 2. You can see the defensive backs moving into place to make it look like cover 2, and it actually resulted in an interception, so you can see how valuable that is. We also got to see multiple celebrations in this video game. So right here after the touchdown, you can see the ice in your veins celebration, and there are a ton of celebrations in this game. Here's a full list that they go through: ice in my veins, who cares, head swag, wave goodbye, little baby on his head. They even have show the ice, which apparently only Colorado can do, which is when Shedeur Sanders shows his watch. That's awesome they included it. Kind of lame that it's only Colorado. So right here, Bordeaux uses Quinn Ewers to throw an absolute dot to the sideline. And they talk about in the video how that's using the left stick intent to be able to layer the football over the defender. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how that works, but it sounds like you can use the left stick in some sort of way to be able to position or aim the ball exactly where you want it. And that will be absolutely massive when there's two safeties back there and you're trying to fit the ball in between them, or when you're trying to get the ball over the linebackers. I would throw a lot of interceptions in NCAA 14 because when you throw a deep ball, it wouldn't let you aim exactly where you wanted it. So the safety would just kind of sit in between the two receivers running the go route. And as soon as you throw the ball, they would just pick the side you threw it to, which is kind of annoying and not realistic. But hopefully this revamped passing will allow you to pick the receiver exactly where you're trying to throw the ball. Bordeaux is also using the spin move a lot in this game, and I think it looks amazing. I like that you spin upfield and keep your momentum going forward, because in NCAA 14, there was a spin move where it would kind of go side to side and it would just completely stop your momentum and you would have to re-accelerate back up to your top speed. So thankfully, it looks like they addressed that. Again, Donovan Edwards is an absolute dog in this game. Look at this run, dude. He looks like Marshawn Lynch and prime Adrian Peterson all in one back. Here you can see Bordeaux using the turbo hurry up. So it's basically just like hurry up, but even faster. And it gives you less plays to choose from. So you have to be super quick, but you can snap the ball really quickly if you do it right. We also got to see some player abilities in this gameplay. I think we've seen this one before, but it's field general. It allows the quarterback to see pre-snap blitzers and coverage shells. So here Ewers can see the two guys on the outside are gonna blitz, and he's able to complete the ball to the corner route. Here you can see the Platinum Pocket Disruptor physical ability, which moderately increases composure gains on the road. This appears to allow the defender to keep his composure and then get to the quarterback during away games. This one is similar. Road Dog, which is a mental ability, ultimate increase to composure gains on the road. We also saw Takeoff, which is a physical ability, moderately quicker release off the line when not being pressed. And this is part of the reason Donovan Edwards was so quick on this play when we talked about it earlier. It's because he has this physical ability. And a cool thing about the abilities in this game, they said they handpicked every ability for the top 100 players. So hopefully the top 100 players actually have abilities that are accurate to real life. So Donovan Edwards went into the depth chart to sub himself out, and you can see here from the wear and tear system, he's taken a few hits and his attributes have decreased. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to take the number that it shows and then subtract the red number. So his speed right now is a 92, so -7, it's going to be an 85, because we looked at him earlier where he was a 91 overall with 92 speed. So I don't know if that's how it works, or he originally had 99 speed for this game. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see here how the wear and tear system affects a player's abilities. Here's a little post-game cutscene celebration, which is pretty cool. Donovan Edwards, player of the game, brought to you by Discover. And like I said, dude's insane. He had 160 rushing yards on 14 attempts, 3 tutties. They also played a game at Penn State. The atmosphere looked amazing. Again, go watch the video for yourself so you can hear the sound. It looks like they absolutely nailed the atmospheres for College Football 25. They quickly showed us the new stem routes for the game, which is kind of like a hot route, but instead of changing the route, it's the same route, it just changes the distance so it could be shorter or longer. As I said earlier, Singleton was also 91 overall in this game, so here's an absolute crazy run from him. And on Wednesday, we're going to get the full roster reveal, so hopefully we'll also get the overalls and we can see everybody's overall. As I've touched on, this game looks super smooth. I'm just a little worried about playing defense. It looks like it's almost too fast. So before you snap the ball, if you hold the left trigger and then point up on the right stick, it'll show you the composure of your players. So I'm sure when I'm on the road, I'll be looking at that quite frequently. If you're trying to play a true freshman quarterback because he's a higher overall than, let's say, your junior or senior quarterback, you might want to rethink that when you get into a game on the road. The more seasoned quarterback might have better composure. I thought this play right here is pretty cool. Drew Aller has pressure in his face. Because of that, the passing meter is red, but he still delivers a fairly accurate ball that is caught. You can see the receiver had to reach back for it, but he still caught the ball and was able to run in stride. Again, the spin move looks absolutely deadly. And then here we got to see the new passing meter, which we've already seen, but it was cool to see it in the game. It appears he held the meter down a little too far, and because of that, the kicker completely shanked it. But here we can see a pretty good kick that goes right down the middle. I also thought this play was super cool, throwing on the run. You can see the passing meter has a yellow section and a red section. If he held it down too far, it was going to be an inaccurate ball. But despite not going into the yellow or red, it was still thrown a little behind because he's throwing on the run. But as I've talked about several times, somehow the defense completely misses him. It just looks like it's really tough to tackle in this game, which might be fun. And we'll probably get used to it, as I've said as well, so it's probably not that big of a deal. I'll finish off the video right here with these two plays. This catch on this deep ball looks amazing. The animation is beautiful. It's not a great ball at all. The DB's in a better position, but the receiver goes up over the top and makes the catch. And even though Bordeaux was getting killed, he still makes a disgusting move here and walks his way into the end zone with some flashy moves. So overall, this looks absolutely amazing. The gameplay looks smooth and fluid and fun. There's a ton of new features like player abilities and wear and tear. The new revamped passing system as well as the ball carrier movement looks amazing. I'm excited for the offensive side of the ball in this game, but it'll be interesting to see how defense plays out. It looks pretty tough, to be completely honest with you, to make tackles and to cover people. Now, obviously, I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure, and I'll have to see here in a week when we get to play, but that's probably my biggest concern so far. Yes, there are similarities to Madden. That was always going to happen. I'm not sure why people expected this to be just 100% a completely different game. There were always going to be overlapping features and animations that are in both games. When we have the sticks in our hands in a week and we are playing the game, that will be something we can answer then. But I mean, there's a ton of new features that aren't in Madden and that weren't even in the NCAA football series. So I think it's going to be new and unique. I'm excited for the game. I think it looks amazing. I cannot wait to play. Follow me on Instagram at BringNCAA Back. I post everything there first. Follow me on X at TubbyLight and subscribe here on YouTube for the video content.